Aaron Live, 5/16/2020. Today is like a variety show. I've got so much stuff. There'll be singing, there'll be dancing, stand-up comedy. No, none of that actually. But I do have some artwork I want to show you. I want to take a look at some trades that I've worked on that I have available. And then, of course, we're going to do some sketches in some of my sketchbooks. And when I say we're going to do sketches, I mean I'm going to do sketches, but you're going to watch, I hope. Let's see. I'm stalling to see if anybody's actually here yet. Let's check in the old comment section. Yep, nothing yet. So anyway, we're going to move forward regardless, because I know eventually someone will come in, and if they don't, well, you know, they can watch it later, right? I do want to pump a few things here first. You've probably all seen this once or twice before. This is my sketchbook, my hardcover, 64 pages, color, full color, not just color, but full color. I have these available for $25 plus $5 shipping, but you can also get a head sketch inside the book for an additional $20, and that's $45 plus $5 shipping, and these are available at any time. You can email me at, let me put the banner up so you can actually, there we go. It's Aaron at aaronlopresti.com. You can message me on Facebook. You can message me on Instagram. You can message me on Twitter. I think that's it. But I think that's plenty. So anyway, at any time, just shoot me a message or an email and say, hey, I want to get one of these, and well, I'll hook you up. So we're going to work on these shortly. All right, Pat Scott is here. At least someone is here. Okay. Let's take a look at some artwork that I've recently done, and I'm right in the middle of working on that I kind of want to show you guys. Let's see. I have all my stuff set up, but of course it's never, you know, exactly the way I'd like it to be. I got to adjust this camera. We got to do this and then this. It's like two things at once. All right, this is actually my drawing board. I was picking up like pencil lead or something is on here that was kind of getting on the back of some of my sketchbooks when I was using it to draw. So covering it with these beautiful white butcher paper to hopefully keep it from getting too messy on the back of the book. So I'm working on them. Roscoe Davis has joined us. Hi, Aaron. Hello, Aaronites. Thanks, Roscoe. Cord Carpenter jumped in. Excellent. Okay, now check this out. This is a color commission. I do these. These go for $3.50. They're full color, 11 by 17. They have a limited background. This is, I did a Dragonlance commission, you guys may remember, not too long ago. And then I had another guy come up and say, hey, I want one of those Dragonlance commissions, but he wanted her in a dress instead of her armor. So, now let's see here. I had to turn the lights down a little bit because, again, we're getting too much glare off the white paper, and it kind of makes it harder to see the image. So I think you guys can see this okay, even though I can't hardly see it, so dark in here. But anyway, I'm about half done with this. I mean, it's all inked, and I've colored all over flesh tones and stuff. And I got to go in and do the background here. And I'm probably going to put in a few, you know, like a helmet and a sword and some warrior accoutrements in the background there before I call it good. But I'm going to get this finished this weekend, and I'll be posting this at some point. Her skin tones are much richer than you're getting to see here in this feed, but you just have to take my word for that. I'll get a scan of it and post that scan, and then you guys will be able to see what it actually really looks like. The other thing I want to show you really quick, Lisa Lynn is here from Florida. Hi, Lisa. She's probably just like, her hands are just dripping with White Castle burgers as she's watching. Okay, remember I previewed the Kit Carter episode 7. Yeah, this is episode 7. I'm confusing there. I finished the pencils on this. Okay, so we have Kit being carted off or carted to Zing the Zealous's hideout by these Krogs. They're the kind of the Ming, is it Ming? Slip of the old tongue there. Zing's watchdogs around his palace. And we have, let's zoom in here a little bit. Okay, that's as close as I can get. We have Zing bathing in his silver spoon in his little bathhouse there. And his right-hand man coming in to inform him that Kit's been captured. As you can see, I sort of drew right through him. One of the benefits of inking yourself, which I'll be doing on this, is I don't have to do extra cleanup work because I know what I want to get out of it, what I'm inking, all that kind of stuff. Sharon Marlowe's here. She says, hi. Damon Anthus. Hello from Washington State. Hello, Damon. Thank you for joining us. Anyway, you can also see the blue back here. And as I've discussed before, I do my underdrawing in blue, and I don't erase the blue because I can, when I scan this, after I ink it, scan it, I can drop the blue out. So I don't have to go in here and, in Photoshop, I can drop the blue out. So I don't have to go in here and do all this cleanup work with the blue pencil. I do all my underdrawing in blue, then I just leave it and draw over the top of it. We have a close-up of Zing. As you can see, if you remember, the one I showed you previously, he had like a curl of hair coming down out of there, and I thought, you know what? Zing the Zealous is bald, just like Ming the Merciless is bald, and that's, you know, obviously the parody of what I'm doing here. So I removed his hair. So it makes it even doubly funny, I think, that he has a towel over his head when he doesn't have any hair to put in the towel. So, and then we have kind of a little discussion here, and then his annoyed right-hand man walks off as Zing is admiring his nails in his silver spoon bathtub. So anyway, once I finish that commission, I'm inking this, and then I'll get it lettered by Warren Montgomery, who I'll give a plug to right now. I'm sure he'll be joining us at some point. But anyway, he does the lettering for me. And then I'll get this posted up on my website blog. So if you don't visit my website regularly, I haven't been blogging a ton recently simply because I'm doing all these live feeds and these videos and stuff. But this will be for free, just to go read it. And the next like 5 episodes, I think, are all going to be free on my website blog. So you might want to check that out. I will, oops, there we go. I will, of course, announce it once I post it on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter once it's actually up and posted, and hopefully that will be next week sometime. So that's what I've been working on besides Justice League. Let me give you a quick update on, as you look at this beautiful white paper, let me give you a quick update on Justice League. There's my little banner scrolling down there letting you know that I'm a Justice League artist. I'm working on issue 50, which is a double-sized issue, and it's fairly epic. So it's taking me a little bit of time to get through that. And then I'll be doing a Justice League annual after I finish my regular series Justice League with issue 50. And then after that, I may be unemployed. Who knows? But now let's move on to the second stage of why I brought you all here today. I have, let me zoom out a little bit. Now, some of you may or may not be aware. Oh, Christiana, my second cousin twice removed, is watching with her mom, who's my first cousin. And hello, both of you. It's great for you to join me. Thank you. I appreciate it. Okay, this looks really dark. It's the Dark Multiverse hardcover, Tales from the Dark Multiverse. Now, you may remember that recently I did one of these Dark Multiverse books. It was a 48-page prestige format-ish kind of thing. And it was, I don't even remember what it was. What did I do? I did Infinite Crisis. That's what I did. Anyway, this hardcover, it's still wrapped in plastic. I've got one extra of these. Now it regularly retails for $34.99. Okay, I'm going to do something just totally outrageous, and I will sell this to whoever wants it. I'll sign it on the inside. I'll take the plastic off, but I'll sign it on the inside for 20 bucks. No, let's even do better than that. Let's say I'll do it for 15 bucks and the shipping is $6. So that's $21. If this is a $35 hardcover book, you can have it shipped to your house, signed by me for $21. If you want it, let me know. Lauren Bates, dude, man, I haven't talked to you in a while. Lauren, I think, is on the East Coast. He, back when I was a struggling artist trying to make it in the business, he would commission me to do like Spider-Man beating up Batman, and he was a big Spider-Man fan and hated Batman, so he did some pretty wild commissions back in my early days for Lauren. Anyway, if you want this for $15 plus $6 shipping, signed, so it's $21 total. I got one of them, and that's it. So you can like say, hey, Aaron, I want it right here on the messages, and I'll mark it down, or you can Facebook message me or email me, or whatever, get a hold of me. First come, first serve on that. But I want you to know that's available. Now I've got something else. But I've got this stuff just piling up in my studio, and I got to get rid of it. So look at this. This is the Wonder Woman Gail Simone Omnibus. Carl Sodergren says, I'd love that trade. Does that mean you actually want to buy it, or you just love to have it? Okay, I need a clarifying statement that you definitely want it. And then it's yours. So you have first crack at it, Carl. Message me up here right now and say, I definitely want it. And then either Facebook message me, or I'll email you. Great deal on that trade. Okay, so Carl's taking it. That's gone. All right, now I've got this sucker. Okay, this is the Wonder Woman Omnibus by Gail Simone. Now, this is outrageous because it says Gail Simone, Bernard Chang, and Aaron Lopresti. Bernard Chang did like 2 issues in this book. I did like 20. And his name is before mine. Oh my gosh. All right, that's just outrageous. But anyway, so there you have it. I have 2 of these, not just 1, but 2. Now check this out. This thing is $75. I mean, look how thick this is. $75. Okay, if you wanted this. It's a hardcover. I am offering up. I got 2 copies of it, and I'm offering them to you for 30 bucks. Right? Signed. $6 shipping. So $36 total. That's what you can get one of these for. I have 2 of them, and that's it. So the first 2 people that say, hey, I want that, I'll take it for 36 bucks. That's pretty outrageous because it's a $75 retail book. So anyway, we've only got 2 of these. Again, if you want one, let me know. First 2 people that get with me on this, get it. And I'll open it up and sign it. So there you go. All right, that's all the other stuff. Now we got to get to the good stuff, the drawing portion of our show. Now again, let me plug this real quickly. This is my hardcover sketchbook, Raw Imagination. This is my final sketchbook, by the way, in case I haven't said that before. I just don't. I don't feel like the market is as strong for sketchbooks as it used to be. And so to me, this is kind of the 20 years of sketches. I took out the best sketches from all my previous sketchbooks, even the ones I published, and there were like 15 copies out there of them. So I went through all my sketchbooks, all my published sketchbooks, and all my sketchbooks that I've actually did the drawing in, the actual physical books themselves that I did the art in, and picked out the best that I could cram into a 64-page full color book. And so there's 30 new images in here, 30 new pages of stuff that has never been seen before. And then there's some of the best from my other sketchbooks. Now, the first one I'm going to do this for, the guy that got this also wanted some of my older sketchbooks, which is totally fine. These are available on my website. There's Sketches 2014. There's the, what's this, Almost Finished. I always have these cute little names, don't I? This is the 2011 sketchbook. This is actually square bound, but it's black and white. This is color. Pardon me, this one's color. These little pamphlets were color simply because color was so okay. Damon Anthus says he wants the Wonder Woman. So that's wait a minute. Wait. Okay, Pat Scott and Damon Anthus both want the omnibus. So those are gone. The Wonder Woman omnibuses are gone. Pat, message me either on, I don't know if you're on Facebook or not, but if you're not, you can message me on Twitter and we'll work out the details. And Damon, same thing. You're on Facebook, so just message me on Facebook and we'll get this taken care of. Anyway, so this is Saved from the Trash. This is a 2009 book. This is also square bound. And this one this is actually one of my better all-time sketchbooks. Black and white, but it has some really good images in it. I actually went and got a UPC label for this and sold it on Amazon for a while. And it was like Amazon was selling it so cheap, and they would contact me and go, can you send us like 2 books? And my shipping to ship it to them for what I was making on the 2 books, I was actually losing money. So I was like, you guys have to order 15 of these at a time or I'm not going to do it. And they just said nope. So I just, it didn't last very long on Amazon, but it was up there for a while. Anyway, so that's a $10 book. This comes signed. The sketches, these pamphlet ones, which I think are like 2013, 2014, 2016, I don't know, it's on my website, but these are all pamphlet, smaller size. This is actually comic book size, so you can kind of gauge the size. These are smaller, but these are all signed, numbered, limited edition books. This is a small one, pamphlet size too, but it is square bound, but it's black and white. So anyway, there's a variety of those things available on my website, and he apparently saw these and said, okay, give me the new one with a sketch in it and some of these. So that's what I'm doing. So that there's a lot of options available if you're interested in that stuff. Okay, so let's open this baby up. And I have to draw in the dark. You guys can see this pretty well. Like I can't even hardly see it. Maybe it's old age, but I did, like I said, I turned off the lights, this row of lights above. Look at that hairy arm, man. I'm practically a werewolf. I have row lights in the studio, and I turned off the front row here so that they wouldn't blast you guys out with the contrast. So now I have to draw in the dark. Okay, Joe here wants Carol Danvers as Miss Marvel. So why don't we do that? Sounds like a plan. Let me get this. There we go. That's kind of in light, isn't it? Maybe we'll move this camera around just a bit more. I think that's reasonable. Got a slight shadow here from the cable. Sorry about that. At some point, I'll actually do one of these and it'll seem professional to you guys. Okay. Here we go. Ms. Marvel. I'm going to do her kind of looking back this way. I haven't done a lot of headshots this way. So I'm going to turn her head back looking towards the spine of the book, which may or may not prove to be more challenging to keep me from bending this page, because I got to keep that nice little bump right there. I don't want to. Okay. There we go. This is really a pain in the butt drawing this dark. It's all cloudy here today and rainy. My daughter loves that kind of weather. I hate it. I want sunshine, man. All right. I always thought Ms. Marvel's mask was the way most people drew it, with these just ginormous eye holes. It's kind of like, who does she think she's fooling with this mask? I mean, you're not even really hiding your identity at all. Somebody posted an article someplace. I don't know. I saw it on Twitter, but I didn't really read the article. I just kind of read the headline there about superheroes. You know, in this modern era, superheroes are giving up their secret identities, and I was kind of like, and why that's a good thing. And I thought, I don't even have to read the article. That is not a good thing. If superheroes don't have their secret identity, then I mean that's half of, you know, when you don't separate their personal lives from their heroic lives, I think you're really taking away some dramatic elements in this potential for stories. And I mean, that's kind of the fun of the whole thing, isn't it? I mean, I don't even like the fact that other superheroes know who other superheroes are. Like, why would you trust somebody just because they're a superhero? Does that automatically make them, you know, a quality human being? Not necessarily. So, you know, I would not be sharing my secret identity with, even if I was in like a team or something, you know. But that's just me. How do you build up heroes supporting cast without the secret casual identities? I agree. Lauren Bates says it's 85 here in South Carolina. Well, it's probably humid too. And I'm not a big humidity fan, but especially when you're drawing, because your hands get all sweaty and then you're like, it's all over the paper and it's just, yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure I'm not, I got to scroll the comments every once in a while, because if I don't, then I forget that you guys are like talking to me and I'm not paying attention. All right, so there's Carol Danvers, who's now Captain Marvel, no longer Ms. Marvel. And I don't know, I'm not, you know, not to upset the feminists out there, but I was kind of a big fan of the original Jim Starlin Captain Marvel. He had the white hair. Then they made him blonde, which I'm not even sure why. I'd have to go back and look, but I actually kind of liked him with the white hair. I thought it was kind of cooler. And I always liked Carol as Danvers as Ms. Marvel. Although it makes perfect sense that if you're going to kill Captain Marvel, that she would be next in line to become the new Captain Marvel. So I don't have a problem with that. I think it works story-wise. I just like the old Captain Marvel. Okay. The nice thing about doing these, doing blonde characters in these sketchbooks is I don't have to color in the hair. I can just put in a few lines and I'm done. Of course, you know, now I'm going to start turning stuff sideways. Got to do it. Get this angle on the chin. The chin line is the thing I dread the most when I'm inking, because it's not as big of a deal on guys if you get their chin a little too rough, but when you're doing female characters, you kind of want that kind of smooth sort of feel to the jawline. And so I'm always afraid that I'm going to get, her neck is too long. Let me bring that shoulder up a little bit. There we go. But the one thing I can do is I can always put shadow underneath her chin. So if you're going, ah, she's got too much chin, I want to take some off, you can skim off the bottom there, because you can just put a shadow underneath her chin, and that kind of makes up for it. And if I get a little thick over here, which I just did, I can just put a little shadow over here in her hair as well. See, it's like magic. Seems like I always put curls at the bottom of every time I draw a female character. I always put curls at the bottom of her hair. So apparently all the women in superhero world have naturally curly hair. Except Magique. Magique, I never do that. I always do the straight hair, because I thought that was kind of her thing, you know, unless specifically, of course, the character has to have straight hair or whatever. They always end up getting curls at the bottom from me. They're just, again, it's more interesting to draw and interesting to look at, I think. So, you know, what do I know? Johnny Fitz has joined us. Hey, Johnny. I am well. Hope you are as well. Okay, Lauren Bates says, when it rains here, people whine. I shake my head and laugh. Growing up in Portland, I'm used to the rain. Boy, isn't that the truth? Yeah, I'm going to go, I think, with a 0.3 Le Pen. Got my order from Blix with all the new pens. I think I said that last time, and I'm just now breaking them out and getting to use them a little bit. Our Blix here in my area where I live, they actually have opened for curbside pickup. So I was able to get some stuff that they didn't have online, because at my local store, they still have some of the older refills for the Copic markers, okay, which Blix online doesn't carry anymore, because Copic is changing their refills. They've redesigned the bottle, and so they're still doing the same colors and stuff, but they've redesigned. Johnny Fitz says he's the happiest he's ever been, and I'm glad to hear that. Congratulations on that. Thank you. Damn, that's so good, man. I struggle with the female faces. I know you've done that a million times. I must continue to practice. You know, Damon, that's the thing. Practice, 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 and don't be afraid to. What I always recommend to people is to look at photo reference, and just like, even if it's just like once a day or a couple times a week, get your sketchbook out, find a photo of somebody online, and just draw that face, and start, you know, studying why, you know, faces curve where they curve at different angles and things like that. And that's always a great help for getting this stuff in your memory banks, so that, you know, you can just kind of pull it out of your imagination and don't have to photo reference every time. But that's a great way, though, to kind of get it in your mind, is photo referencing photographs. I used to do that all the time. I still do it when I get a chance. Likenesses are they're a different challenge than stuff like this, drawing out of your head. Likeness, drawing what you see, as opposed to drawing something out of your head, is a totally different discipline. And if you haven't drawn from looking at photo reference for a while, it takes a little bit of time to get back into it. That's why I don't really do portraits and stuff very much, because I'm usually drawing just from memory, like I'm doing here, or as they say, drawing from rote. And it takes time to get back into that groove. I mean, I will do them every once in a while, just on my own, just challenge myself a little bit to kind of get back into it. But it's tough to, if you're just doing one process, if all you're doing is using photo reference, it's tough to draw out of your head. If all you're doing is drawing out of your head, it's tough to draw from photo reference. You just got to get kind of back into that groove. Let me see if I can move this camera in here just a bit more. There. You know what? I never finished my thought on those refills. I was going to say, oh yeah, so Copic Markers is like putting out new refills, new designed refill bottles, and of course they're the same price, but they're carrying less ink now. They're really cool looking bottles, but you're getting less ink for your money. So anyway, those don't start coming out until June, and so they're basically, everybody that has Copic Marker refills are just selling them out, the old stuff, until it's completely gone. Then they'll bring the new stuff in. So if you're in that transition stage right now, like I am, where I need a couple refills, I can't get them anyplace. Well, thankfully, my local Blix here, which is, like I said, is now available for curbside pickup, I was able to get some of those, not all of them, but some of them. I just had a question. This is Carol Danvers. This is Ms. Marvel. Hey, her top lip looks too much like Batman. Fixed. I don't even know what that. Oh, I get the little bat signal. That's pretty good. All right. That's the other thing on these sketches. Make sure the eyes are the right distance apart. Okay. Of course, she's wearing a black costume, and like I've told you a million times before, I can't use a heavy black marker on these because they'll bleed through the back side. So I've got to crosshatch all this black on here. Oops, sorry, let me get that up there so you can see what I'm doing. This won't be as bad though, because this is a freshly loaded 0.8 pen. So there's a lot of ink in it right now. And that looks pretty sloppy, but it won't by the time I'm done with it. So I'll just crosshatch different directions, over the top, over the top, over the top, and it really ends up being a nice way to blend. Crosshatch. Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm on camera here. I tend to slide these books around, and then I'm working on something that isn't even on camera. So trying to get better, but it's hard to watch the monitor while I'm drawing. In fact, it's impossible to watch the monitor while I'm drawing. There we go. There we go, Carol. Of course, her shoulder is bare. Looks like she has a really thick neck, doesn't it? Oh well. There you go. Backing that in. Now I got to do this stupid mask. Oh, Steve Miller, he loves the ticker. Thank you. I try to entertain on multiple levels, so if I can't have a smart aleck comment in the ticker, then what point is it? If I was inking a finished piece of art, I would be a little bit more careful about how I was cross-hatching than I am right here. But it's a sketch, right? So, but basically I just, I will lay the lines. Would that be perpendicular? And then go over it diagonally. I mean, the idea is just don't do the same direction on top of the line you just laid down. And so then you got your really dark hair with a little bit of a highlight right there. It's really just like magic. It practically cross-hatches itself. And I don't really, sorry, I bumped the camera there. I don't really care how wide these lines are right here, because I'm going to go over them and over them and over them, and eventually they'll close up to the degree that I want them to. And that's, of course, how close do I put these lines together and how far I leave them apart. You see that? Okay. I'm tempted to leave that on her bridge of her nose like it is, but I'll put a few more lines in there. Just because I want you guys to feel like you're getting your money's worth. Actually, you're not paying to watch this, so you are getting your money's worth. Okay. I'm going to go in with a lighter. I've been using that 0.8 because I can get it darker that way, but I want this to kind of stay light in here, so I'm going to crosshatch with a, what am I using here? 0.3. It's hard to see in the dark. Johnny Fitz says, is there anywhere I can get your art book to purchase? Yes, you can get it from me. And that's the only place you can get it. Unless you live in Houston. I think Bedrock City has a few copies of it, but then you couldn't get a sketch in it if you wanted it. All you do, Johnny, is you can message me. I know you're on Twitter. You can message me on Twitter. You can email me. Actually, let me put the banner up real quick here. There you go. Sketchbook with Sketch, $45, $5 shipping, PayPal at aaron@aaronlopresti.com. You can just directly PayPal me the $50 if you want to sketch in it. If you don't, it's $25 plus $5 shipping, so that'd be $30. PayPal me, and then just put in the message box of PayPal why you're PayPaling me. You know, sketchbook with a sketch of so-and-so in it. And also make sure I have your current mailing address, and it's that simple. Court says, you really did great on our eyes. Well, thank you, and I'm not done with them yet because I think they're a little too wide open. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a 0.3 here and bring, I'll get this up here. Might bring this up just a little bit here. I can get away with, you know, again, this being a sketch, I can get a little rough around her eyes and it's not going to be that big of a deal. Terry Dodson does a great job of doing a really heavy upper lid. It really helps the, there we go. Helps make the eyes really pretty. I don't always do that like I should. There's part of me that kind of wants to take a little bit more off her chin, and I'm going to do it. And so because we've already established that shadow underneath her jawline, I can just go in here and sort of take some more off, and it just becomes part of that shadow that's already underneath her face. There we go. I don't want that sharp edge right there on her jaw. There we go. I think this is, it's turning out pretty well. All right, I'm going to take a thinner marker here. This is a 0.3. maybe just do a little bit more thinner line detail in her hair. Oops, sorry. This makes me want to draw now. How did I get you on there? Look at that. I don't know how I did that, but you know. Did I there we go. Johnny, I don't know how I got your comment up there. I wish I knew how to do that. I did it accidentally, apparently. Let me see. Okay, I'm going to mess with this for a second. Sorry, you guys. Just bear with me for a second. Oh, okay. I just click on it. There's Court Carpenter as Spider-Man saying, "You really did a great job in our eyes. Thank you, Court." And then I click it and it goes off. Okay. Duh. Okay. Yeah, I'm a genius. Okay. Jason D. Calatano got it on the ticker. Thanks. Great. Stephen Ing's joining us. Hi. Hi, Stephen. How are you? Up in the closed down capital of the world, Northern California. So anyway, we'll put a little extra detail in there, you know. Why not? Yeah, I'm not charging very much for these sketches, but I get carried away once I get started on it, you know, and it's kind of like, oh, I'll just add a little bit more. I'll add a little bit more there, and yeah, whatever. So I think they're a really good deal for just $20 in these books. If I did this at a show this size, I would charge probably at least $50. So, so what an absolute deal, huh? Okay, let me sign this sucker, and then I'll hold it up so you guys can see it better. Put the old 2020 on there, which I'm going to really miss doing that. Sadly, this year is probably going to go by so quickly because we're all stuck inside. Okay, this is number 155. That's, you know, nice. I was going to say even number, but it's not even, but you know what I mean? It's like, you know, 150, 155, and, you know, it just seems like I don't even know what I'm trying to say, so I'll just shut up. Okay, so that's 155. Let's take a look, see what's going on with Carol here. Bum, bum, bum. I don't know if I can get her out of the shadows there. All right. Carol Danvers looking a little bit let me see. I'll take a sketchbook of the Beast, X-Men, whichever is your favorite. All right, Jason. You got it, dude. All right, cool. So, and all you guys that are, if you order a sketchbook today, it's going to go out by, actually, if you get with me before, well, by tomorrow, these will go out, all go out in big batch on Tuesday, which is when I make my mail run. All right, so Carol is done. So that's like, well, what now? Well, I've got one more to do. This guy requested either Psylocke. Oops, I'm knocking the camera on again. Sorry about that. Ooh, total earthquake. Okay. Guy requested either Psylocke or Lady Mechanica, right? And I was like, what the heck is that? But it turns out it's like some steampunk character. All right, Lauren, thanks for stopping by, man. Court. Okay, definitely have to get a sketchbook. Yeah, I'll send an email. Don't you already have one? Didn't I do one for you? I don't know. Maybe I'm high. What am I smoking? I don't smoke, but okay. So yeah. So anyway, so he wants Lady Mechanica. I'm like, what the heck? So I checked it out, and she's like this steampunk character, and I was like, well, you know what? I'll draw that. But I gotta go dig up some reference really quick. So excuse my me typing here. If I can actually move this, So I can type in lady. Okay, that's not lady. Lady Mechanica. And let's see what comes up. You guys won't see it, but I will. Since I'm the one drawing it, I'm really the only one who needs to see it. Okay. So she's a steampunk girl with shorter hair and some steampunky goggles. So her hair seems to change depending on, I guess it's Ed Bennis's book. Or no, I'm sorry, Joe Benitez. I'm sorry. Is that being published through Image? I mean, I have no idea. Never heard of this. I'm sure some of you crazy guys out there have, but I have not. Okay, there's a good shot of her that I can rip off. I mean, be inspired by. Oops, what did I just do? I was clicking on stuff and things exploded, and no, not really. Okay. I got to get my Lady Mechanica reference over where I can see it. There it is. Good. All right, so where are we at? Pat, Lady Mechanica is cool. Well, if you say so, Pat, I believe you. Oh, Court says, I didn't get a sketchbook proper yet. What did you? You're lying, because I know I sent you something, didn't I? Like a print or something? I don't remember. Oh, commission. Okay, you're right. That's right. It was a print and a commission. Okay, so you're not lying. I take it back. Court Carpenter is not a liar. Okay. Okay, so here we go. Let's get rocking on this. You guys can, okay, good. I didn't check where I was in frame, and I thought, oh, I better check that before I get too far. Okay. This eye is too far back. Not this one I'm drawing, but the one I drew over here. It needs to be moved up to about right there-ish. Okay, my girlfriend found out about Lady Mechanica on Free Comic Book Day. Supposedly she's based off a famous cosplayer. Oh. Isn't that funny that cosplayers are now like famous people? Although I've got to say that some of the costumes these people make are pretty impressive. I didn't mean to be making fun of. I wasn't necessarily making fun of cosplayers. I was just saying that just kind of an interesting phenomenon. And I see that eye's too close. All right, I got to figure out what I'm doing here. All right. Okay, so she's got like this kind of cool goggle things going on up here. I've never been much of a. I mean, I think the steampunk stuff is cool because I like the machinery of it all, which is something that I'm not. Yeah, those aren't up high enough on her forehead. Almost look like Hellboy's little sawed-off horns. I always kind of like the mechanical type aspect. I mean, that's not something I've ever been particularly good at is drawing mechanical stuff, but I do appreciate it, especially other people doing it. All right, that's better. Okay, so then she's got these things going back here. Look at these shadows back here. It's like, it looks like there's like, I'm sitting underneath a tree. I got to figure out my lighting for these shows in the future. Just all over the place. If I did this, there we go. Move this camera there. Yeah, okay. Okay. Oops. Pat Scott says Lady Mechanica is cool. And if anybody knows, Pat Scott does. Okay. All right, so she's got kind of a funky do here. I gotta figure out. We'll figure out what he's got going on here. So if this is based off a cosplayer, does the cosplayer get like a cut of the action on this? Not on my sketch, but on the actual, you know, if he's doing a comic book of this character, shouldn't she get a piece of the action? I mean, I don't know what the deal is there. Okay. All right, let's see what we can do here with this. Grab the old 0.8. Okay. Anyway, I've drawn Psylocke a ton of times, and I just didn't feel like doing Psylocke, so that's why we chose Lady Mechanica here, so I could do something I haven't actually done before. Actually, I thought at first it was like that. There's like that silver metal character. I think it's a X-Men character that has like metal hair, like dreadlock things. I don't know. Is that like Chikara or something like that? I don't know. That's who I thought when I first saw this was Lady Mechanica. I figured, oh, that's who that is. And I'm like, eh. But then I went and saw the steampunk stuff, and I was like, okay, I'm going to do that. All right, this is going to be tough because I got to. I should pull out a circle template, but I'm too lazy. So let's see if I can get this so it looks halfway decent. The key to drawing freehand circles and stuff is locking your wrist so that you get the same range of motion every time you turn your hand. You know, if I'm trying to do this like that, it's not going to work out. But if I can lock my wrist and get a curve going, I can repeat it more successfully. Famous last words as he screws this up. It ain't perfect. That's why God created circle templates. Use them. But, you know, if you're doing a sketch, what the heck? I'm going to have to get a smaller pen here in a second to do a little bit more of that, shall we say, steampunky detail. Let's go to a 3. I have no idea what I'm doing. My concentration level is off the charts. Just put some kind of little tech lines in here. I don't know. I don't know if that specifically denotes steampunk. And I don't think it really does, but it's the best I can do. We'll shade this in here a little bit. Give this a little bit of depth. I mean, it seems reasonable, right? Just remember, the more lines you put in, the cooler it looks. Put a little reflective funness in her goggle here. I think it's good enough for government work, as they say. Try and get these eyelashes dark and thick on here. Make those eyes pop. Okay. Her lips look a little pouty to me. If I could extend those back just a little bit. Although every girl doesn't have to look the same, Erin, right? They can have different features. So. All right, I'm going to jump in here and go back to an 8 because I'm going to be doing a little bit of outlining here. I want that to be a little bit bolder. Steve Miller says, do books with sketches have to be ordered within a couple of days from now, or can I delay? Need to settle on a character and alternate. I'd like to request. Oh, no, anytime. Anytime, man. There's nothing special going on today. So you can contact me in a week, probably contact me in a month. I'll still have some left. So I get random requests all the time for these. It's really funny. I mean, sometimes I go 4 or 5 days or a week and not hear anything. And then one day, 5 people request a sketchbook. And I'm like, are these people coordinating? So yeah, you can contact me anytime. You just don't want to be one of the people who doesn't get one of these. That's all. So just make sure you order eventually. All right, so she's got black hair, so you know what that means. A lot of extra work. How come no one's requested that bald girl from the first Star Trek movie? That'd be pretty easy. Of course, because it is a sketch, I can indicate black hair without actually doing all of it black, which is usually what I do. Because my drawings tend to fade off to the side anyway here. So, put her ear in here because she has to hear. Okay. And then I sort of have black hair going towards the back, but I don't really have to finish it off. So awesome. Love your work, man. Thank you. Thank you, Johnny. You are a very kind young man. And I say young man because I assume you're younger than me, because most people are these days. Although, let me tell you a little story. Walter Simonson posted a picture of himself on Facebook, and he has this quarantine beard. I mean, it's just like massive, right? So I sent him a little message, said that I'll be sending him my Christmas list. And we all kind of got a little chuckle out of that. And I sat back and I thought to myself, I told this to my wife last night. I was like, it's such a bizarre feeling to be texting back and forth with somebody I idolized when I was growing up. You know, now they're like your friend. So that's kind of cool. And it's twice as cool when you find out they're actually really nice people, you know, because you hate to think, you know, that there's an artist or writer or somebody that you really admire, and then you find out they're jerks. It kind of ruins everything. But Walter Simonson is super nice. Him and Louise, known as Wheezy, are both just super nice. They actually let me stay at their house twice. And I got to look at all of his artwork, which was awesome. I've held Thor Frog pages in my hand. I have. Johnny's 25. Yes, you are considerably younger than me. You know, I never thought I'd be one of those guys that would say, oh, to be 25 again, but yeah, I'm one of those guys. When I was 25, I was down in LA. She's got some sort of like leather sort of thing going on around her neck. I can't quite figure out what it is based on the picture I have, but I think that's pretty cool. Cool enough. Beef up these eyelashes over there. Alrighty. As Dexter would say from Dexter's Laboratory, success. That wasn't very good. I used to do that better. I haven't watched it in like 10 years, so. Yeah, see, Pat says it, cool enough for government work. That's exactly right. I don't know when that saying started. It's an oldie but a goodie. Seems to hang around. All right, so then we do what all good artists do, is sign their work. Well, there's a few pieces I've done throughout my career that I wish I hadn't signed. Okay, so the last one was 155. I remember that specifically because I made a big deal out of it. So this must be 156. Boom. Yep, there we go. They call her Lady Mechanica. She looks pissed. Signature, book, awesome. All right, well, let's review really quickly, shall we? As I'm going to let's move that back. Yeah. Okay, there's my banners with my name. It's all about promotion, right? I don't know. That's what they tell me. I'm trying. Okay, that's pretty much all I got for you tonight. So anyway, let's go ahead and review. Kit Carter, episode 7. That's done, penciled. If you weren't here early, you're gonna have to go back and check the video out once it's posted on YouTube. So that's penciled. I'm gonna get it inked this next week. I've got this gentleman's color commission up there that I'm almost done with, that I will be finishing actually tonight, because I have to finish that Justice League page tomorrow. We sold the hardcover trade paperbacks. Wait a minute, how can you be a trade paperback and a hardcover? I meant to say, hardcover collected, whatever. So those are out of the way. I am planning on I'll do another live feed before then probably, but I am planning on doing ErinCon 3 in June. I should be wrapped up with this issue of Justice League. It's kind of a tight deadline. So once I get that done, I'll have more time to take sketches and things like that. And I know a lot of you are always wondering about commissions and so forth. The color ones, 11 by 17 color ones, I have it's kind of a separate list for those, and I kind of do them as I can get to them. But I'm also offering the 11 by 14 gray marker convention sketches that we've seen on some of the con videos. So I do take a few of those. I've got 3, I think, 3 or 4 already lined up for the next ErinCon. So that means I can still take maybe 3 more. So if that's something you're interested in, those are $200, or 11 by 14 gray marker full figure. And I do not all of them live, but I do some of those live. That's kind of the whole gist of the ErinCon. I have prints and books and cards, and I'll show all that stuff and special deals on stuff. And then I'll do commission sketches that weekend. I don't know exactly when it is going to be, but it's probably the second week of June. So if you're interested in getting one of those commissions or on that list, contact me now, because I'm almost full as it is for that. So anyway, there you have it. Thank you so much for joining me again. Let me check the messages pretty much before I run off here. Pat Scott, dang, that looks like Silvestri drew it. No, it looks like I drew it. No, I understand that's a compliment, and I thank you for that. I like Mark's work a lot, so I'm just kidding. But anyway, thanks for joining me. It's been a blast as always, and I'm sure we'll be doing one of these next week, and we'll see you then. So until then, be safe, take care, and peace out.